How's it going, guys? So we are at a very familiar place to most of you, at the Shmee150’s with Tim.
Good to see you back.
Good to see you too.
Things have changed.
I've gotten a brief tour prior to this video, so I won't lie that I haven't seen it yet. It's pretty spectacular, so I'm excited to show you guys.
You came last year around Goodwood Festival of Speed, and last year drove the C63 and a couple of other things that we were taking out, but we didn't yet have any of this, and we didn't have how it looked out there. Should we take a look?
100%. Now watch this. This is this is like a dream feature that he's got.
This is this glass, which is a company called ESG. Check this out. Glass on. Okay.
I mean, that is ridiculous.
So you can have that reveal, that view of all the cars in the garage. You can make it private if you want to have people in here that you can't see from outside, or if you want to have a meeting in here. It's so cool. And then you come out to this, and we've done the floor with a company called Cure. We've done this like racetrack, this being the grandstand. So the whole like office building up above with a view over the cars. What's new? What's new since you were here before? The Zenvo's new.
The Zenvo's new. The wrap on the Ford GT is obviously new.
Yes.
What else? You didn't have the Lotus.
Things like the Lotus, the 1M.
Oh, yep.
The GT500 was still in the US.
Oh, that is true.
Which
I love that car.
You've seen that somewhere in America, I'm sure, when it was over there.
Yep. And then you didn't have, this whole
the F1
area here, and you didn't have, let's go check out an F1 car casually sitting here.
Casual Williams F1 show car. This is
that's
cool.
very cool.
It's the last year that Williams won an F1 World Championship. It was Villeneuve's year, Jacques Villeneuve's year, and this is show car chassis one. So you can't stick a motor in it, you can't make it run, but it is built with all the right carbon molds. Things like the wheels, they say inside the barrels, like you can't see now because the tires are replaced, but they say where they were used, so a lot of them will run at Paul Ricard. It's like
that is very cool.
Such a nerdy thing, but I love it. Like ultimate thing in a garage. But I think the difference is last time when you came, it was like cars in a barn. It was just a barn on a farm with some cars in it, whereas now it's like a man cave.
I mean, I'd give it a little more credit. But yeah, it looks absolutely spectacular. Now, I've been lucky enough to be in and drive pretty much every single car here except for the Zenvo. And honestly, I had to do some research last night. I'll admit I wasn't as familiar with this car as I thought I was, but
this is one of the cool things. One of the things I love about the fact that I bought this ridiculous thing is that a lot of people don't know what it is. So you have the fun of that like learning experience, and as you know from what you've researched, it's insane, it's wild. I've got the key in my pocket. We're probably going to take it out in a minute.
I think that's a good idea. Can you explain the rear wing?
The rear wing. The wing. This is a funny story.
But before we continue, I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, OBDeleven. Everyone should have an OBD scanner. Why take your car into a dealer for an expensive diagnosis when you can do it yourself? OBDeleven is an officially licensed smart vehicle assistant that allows BMW and Volkswagen Group vehicle drivers to diagnose and customize their vehicles with a smartphone. It's super easy to use. Just connect the device to your vehicle's OBD2 port, download an app, and pair it with your phone via Bluetooth. You can then read out codes to see what's wrong with the car, share them, and even clear them. Using one-click apps, you can even unlock hidden features on your car and refine the driving experience by turning off certain comfort and driving modes. You can even look up information about the car, like the year and VIN number. Pro users even have access to coding, adaptations, SFD unlocking, and more. So head to the link in the description below to get yourself an officially licensed OBDeleven for your BMW or Volkswagen Group vehicle.
Because a lot of people want to knock it, right, and say that what's the point? And in a car with 1200 horsepower, arguably a wing like this is a little bit crazy. It's called the centripetal wing. It pivots from side to side. People call it the crazy wing. But the idea is that if you're turning left, let's say, the wing will lean to the right. So at the left-hand side, it will go up in the air, which means that it's working more effectively on the higher airflow over the car. Now, independent people who have tried to calculate this, that I've been able to find, have worked out that it's around 1.5% to 2% increased cornering speed. Let's be real, if you've stuck E85 in it and you have 1,360 horsepower, an extra 2% cornering speed is probably not your problem.
Yeah.
Getting that power down or being brave enough to get that power down is going to be your problem.
Or just not eating lunch or something like that. You might be a little lighter.
Yeah, yeah.
But it does look visually very cool, and it's unique to only this car, and I think it's what makes it stand out.
And that's one of the things I always say with a car like this, is that it's about the experience and the story. It's not necessarily like, I can speak from my own point of view. You know, I can take my AMG GT Black Series and I can beat on it around a racetrack because the value is, it's expensive, but it's parts of, you can find parts. If I damage something, it's not going to break me. It's doable. Whereas in this, I'm not going to go and absolutely thrash on it. I take it out to have a wild experience. It's about having a car that, when you go and drive it, is just, you get out of it being like, oh my God, what did I just experience?
So I didn't realize they had the TSR GT. It's like a wingless version of this.
So it's got almost like a touring version.
Yeah.
Say. It's got like a built-in wing. It's just come out more recently. And the first couple of those, I believe, are already on the line.
Oh, very
They're
cool.
already in production now.
So this tilts at like 20 degrees?
I can actually give you a demo of the wing.
Oh, really?
It's static, yeah.
All right, let's see it. And then this is one of the largest roof scoops ever.
Yeah.
Kind of like the one on the Speedtail, actually.
There's a whole lot of cooling needed. But if I remember exactly how you do this, without even starting it, you can put it into a demo mode. Then, check this out.
That is ridiculous. Wow. All right, let's check out the interior. Oh, the lights just went off.
So you can have a look.
So if I remember correctly, yeah, you have two different colored seats, which is pretty cool.
Asymmetrical design. You can choose to have it all in one color, but given on the exterior, and you know when it comes to colors, you've done this, when you spec a car, you're never going to find something that everyone loves.
Sure.
Otherwise you just end up with a black car, and I like colors. So I went with the custom purple with the lime green accents, and then inside, therefore, we did the like green on one side, purple on the other. So the inverse, if you will, green is the main color, purple is the secondary color. Just, you play with something like this, don't you? There's no point in being boring with it.
100%.
Insane power though. Shall I open up the back?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's what, like 1187 horsepower?
Officially 1,177 horsepower.
Okay.
On regular pump gas.
Oh, and so you can run it on E85.
You then go up to 1,360.
Oh my gosh. See, that's very interesting. Bending the wing out of the way to open the engine bay.
You have to pivot this back.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't look that difficult to do.
No, that's obviously regulation based because you can't have a wing that hangs out over the back of the car.
Aha.
And then you just press the button in here.
Oh, wow. All right.
Visual
Got some
drum.
Koenigsegg inspiration. So it's twin supercharged?
Yeah, 5.8 litre twin supercharged V8. Mad thing. And as you're going to experience, the gearbox in here is wild. Like,
Yeah, so it's not a dual
shift.
clutch. It's
No.
like almost a sequential or?
The way I describe it is take an SVJ, a Aventador SVJ, and inject even more steroids into it.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it's a serious kick. I mean, you're going to find out in a minute.
The amount of carbon fiber in this car is actually staggering.
Yeah,
like
it's funny, isn't it?
everything.
It's almost like, carbon? Yeah, not enough. And that was one of the really cool things, actually, and I don't think people give enough credit for this kind of thing. So, what Zenvo do when they're building cars, so mine is the 4th TSR-S out of an intended run of 10. Next couple are being built, I'm not sure how many, if any, are still left. Is that when they introduce new features, they kind of backdate those onto the existing cars so that they're all the same.
Oh, cool.
So for example, they've made some stuff for the next car on the line after mine, which they've now retrofitted to my car. So when my car went back to the factory, I want to say April, May, June, people were asking, like, where is it? And it's because the factory are giving me free engine upgrades. I'm like,
That
yes,
is incredible.
Awesome. Really, really good service, and they look after it so well. They're so nice.
We got engine oil level, door.
Yeah, I've never played with any of that.
What is the door button?
It's
just
don't know.
I guess if the electronic systems don't work, it's a.
Maybe. Yeah, but then you.
Oh, then you can't open this.
I don't know. Hopefully, we never need to.
Yeah, we won't touch it.
But no, it's this whole massive clamp. Shut this back down. Make sure it's in place. I'm sure it's fine, but I always like to just double check it.
The good news is the way it opens, the wind's only going to push it down instead of just rip it off your car.
That's true. And then the inverse, fold it this way, pop these back in, and bear with me.
Okay, so other than the factory, where do you take this for a year service?
They can come to you.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
So it kind of had the first service, given they did some updated engine components. So they
Sure.
literally had the engine out to update some, I think they put new pistons in it and a whole load of different things. So you can do that at the factory. or they fly to you. So they're actually coming for a small thing with the fuel gauge tomorrow to come and have a look at that before the car goes on its next travels.
Very exciting.
Yes.
Now, is it a bespoke, like in-house engine, or is it from something?
In-house.
Wow, that's
In-house
impressive.
engine. That's the crazy thing. People are always like, where's it from? 5.8 litre V8.
Yeah, no, I've never heard of a twin supercharged 5.8 liter.
Like, it's not from something else.
Yeah.
Everything they kind of do themselves. Obviously, we're talking boutique company.
Yeah.
Small car company. That means parts come from other places.
Like, is it carbon rev wheels, or do they do the wheels also?
No, they do the wheels.
Oh, wow.
I actually got to be part of the wheels. I laid some of the pre-preg carbon in the molds to make the wheels.
Okay, I don't want to go in this car anymore.
Thanks, Martin.
I'm just kidding.
No, but like, people often point out the mirrors. They're a familiar shape. They are Seat mirrors, effectively.
Gotcha.
I probably shouldn't have pointed that out, but...
I was about to be embarrassed if you said a much more common car in the US that I didn't know what those were, but now I feel okay.
So it's things like that, though. If you look at any boutique new manufacturer, like Zonda's, the climate control in Zonda's comes from, is it some Japanese car of some sort? The tail lamps on a McLaren F1 come from somewhere else. This kind of stuff is normal because these manufacturers, the barrier to entry to develop every single component is on.
Well, reinventing the wheel is kind of a big deal. I mean, Pagani still uses Mercedes engines, so.
And why not? They're great. So why not take good parts that are easily sourceable and make it happen?
But there's definitely something very impressive about creating the entirety of the car from scratch.
Yes.
One
of the things I love, mine is the first UK car, and in the UK we have to have a plate on the front.
Gotcha.
People don't want one, but...
You know, it doesn't look that bad.
Well, the funny thing is, because they had never made a plinth holder for a plate at the front, because nobody would ever put one on.
Yeah.
They actually had to engineer this for me. So they asked me how I wanted it, and they made this whole new front mesh grille. They made all the carbon molds for it and everything.
But it looks more at home on this hypercar than the AMG GT Black Series. That looks more like we didn't quite know where to put that.
They just put some plastic plinth on and made it stick. Plates are difficult. Lots of cars. I'm just looking around myself.
Yeah, like the SF90 definitely is not designed to have a plate on the front of it.
And the funny thing with that is when I said to Ferrari, can you put a plate on it, to Ferrari London? They were like, we've never put a plate on the front of it. I said, before, because nobody would be stupid enough to ask for that.
So you just drilled it in there? I'm just kidding.
I had to go, and there is like a specific bracket and way to do it, because obviously it's at a weird angle, but yeah.
All right, well, let's go out in this. This is about to be pretty ridiculous.
Got the key? Should we go?
Yeah, let me see the key.
Thor's
that
hammer.
Is very unique.
Literally Thor's hammer.
See, there's another thing. They didn't just take a German manufacturer key and put a little...
No Audi keys for your Lambo.
Exactly.
They did make their own. And it's, really, really nice. Should we get it started up?
Definitely. The dash is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's all bespoke. There's more to talk about in here, which I'll touch on more about.
All right, we're in the Zenvo now for the first time. I've never even sat in a Zenvo, so now we're actually going for a ride in one.
So we're currently in Power Mode IQ, which is only 800 horsepower, but we've got the road mode on the gearbox. So it's all smooth and comfortable at the minute. It's firm, right?
It's pretty. Yeah, I wouldn't describe it as comfortable.
If I go into race mode, second gear, wait for this shift, this is what it's about. Yeah, it's punchy. You can hear the sound of the fireballs out the exhaust behind you.
Yeah, it kicks you in the back pretty good. It is like an Aventador.
It's hard to describe the experience really. I'm going to pop it into max power. I'm not sure we're going to use 1200 horsepower down country lanes when it opens up, and I can give it a little stab on the throttle.
I like that it has multiple power modes. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wow.
Believe me, I'm not full throttle.
No, I know.
I can. But I love all the sounds. Like, I'm not sure how much of the supercharger noise you can hear. The kind of flutters and all the constant burbles and flame sounds. So this thing is a proper flamethrower. I can believe it. Have you seen the videos of it?
Yeah.
Just constantly like.
That's awesome.
Like that. Ooh. That was a big fireball. Porsche or an AMG, something you can do a ton of miles and not a ton of laps and not fear the running costs, etc., etc. A car like this, or a Koenigsegg or a Pagani, is supposed to be about the experience.
100%.
Like the community, the experience. You know you're buying a car that's limited in production. You know it's something that they don't just churn off the shelves, so you learn with the manufacturer as well. You give them feedback on the car.
And I think as cars are getting so good, like the SF90 to me is like almost slightly boring. It's all-wheel drive, the shifts are so smooth.
Yeah.
Versus this is the exact opposite of
This
that.
is the polar opposite.
Rear-wheel drive, you can crash at any moment, the shifts are gnarly. That I like.
Crash at any
Yeah,
moment.
I shouldn't
but
say that.
it does. You get out of this car, genuinely, this is the thing that I can't really explain on a video, but I get out of this car with adrenaline shaking.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like my hands are a little bit wobbly, but that's the excitement of driving it. That's the whole, like, you know, the sensation. Yeah, it could be a little bit louder. And I am definitely in talks with Zenvo about making it a little bit louder. They actually ran their demo car with a different system when it was over in the US, and oh my god, it was too loud.
Really?
Too loud. I did not want that, so when we got this, I said, can you make it quieter for me, please? But I probably went too quiet.
I wouldn't say it's too quiet, but as you were saying with the hypercar experience, it's not like you're driving this every day all the time. You might as well make it as controlled as possible.
Exactly. And you know, when you want to chill out, I've gone back into road mode, the buttons are just straight on the steering wheel. This is where it's a little bit more peaceful. It's still firm, I'm not going to pretend otherwise. And you have to lift off the throttle like an Aventador or a, you know, an R8 R-Tronic or a Aston Sport Shift or whatever, single automated clutch, 177 LFA. It's kind of like that. You have to drive it as if it's a manual. You're in charge of the shifts, there's no auto, you have to get it right, you're in charge of the throttle pedal. But then it has that completely straight cut thwack on the shift when you dial it up. And that's where it's just unlike anything else. I think as road legal production cars go, there's nothing with a quicker shift than this, I believe. Like, I mean, you can feel it, right? It's just
yeah. It feels similar in a way to the Apollo IE.
Yeah, but I mean that's literally a race car.
Yeah.
That is literally.
I mean that is the most race car feeling road car I've ever been in.
They stuck a straight race gearbox in that.
Yeah.
So it's
I don't understand how they made that legal.
So pulling away and that kind of stuff is a real challenge. Whereas this you can drive. Yeah, this you can drive fairly normally, which is the nice perk, you know.
Jeez.
I'm like massive holes in the road.
Yeah, nice.
That was a pothole and a half.
Now in race mode, does it change the wing more than in road mode?
I don't actually know the answer, but you'll see if you're looking in the mirrors when we go around some corners that the wing actually starts getting pretty active. If I go around the corner quickly enough here, it will probably start moving.
Oh yeah, wow.
It's kind of cool to see.
Yeah, that's really cool actually.
It's amazing to just see it doing its thing. As we head round more country lanes, I'm going to go and find a road that's slightly more open so that we can use some power and bounce around slightly less.
The rear view visibility in this car is just phenomenal.
I mean, I do like looking through that bulkhead.
Yeah.
I mean, you've spent a fair bit of time here in England, so you know what our roads are like.
Yeah, they're
rough.
They're interesting.
Like when you take a car that's this firm and aggressive down a road that is this bumpy, you quickly question you'd be better in that.
Yeah.
We're in Bentley territory around here.
I'd definitely rather be in this, but he's having a more comfortable time.
Apologies, he went all the way around the roundabout. Oh, it's looking pretty busy here. Hopefully, we're going to get a break and an opportunity to
we'll be here for the next hour.
Yeah. This is the left-hand drive problems. I have to kind of lean across you to be able to see. No, you're good, I can see. It's more just the stupidity of it, but they do make the car left or right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I could have had a right-hand drive example. Just with these kind of things. I spend more time driving it abroad. If I ever sell it, it will go abroad.
Yeah,
left makes more sense. So torque is slightly limited in first and second, but get it into third, open up. Yeah, it's very fast. And it's fun with even the DRS and the air brake on the wing as well. Well, that was a big fire. Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty serious.
It's the way the superchargers obviously build the power, and the more you're on the throttle, the more power there is.
Yeah.
And that's where it's just like, oh, hold on tight, hold on.
And it's a nice linear ramp too. It's not like it just surges with turbos and lights the rear tires up.
If you lower the window slightly,
Yeah.
you hear more of that pop on the shift, which is a fireball, literally. That bass.
Wow. Flames on upshift. Kind of like that.
That's the bass of somebody who's just heard the noise I've been talking about.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty awesome.
It's silly, it's dramatic, it's an experience, you know, it's hard to explain. It's been really fun as well with Zenvo, with the team, because I was at the factory when this was being built. Obviously I've been involved in the wheels, I've seen the car being painted, I've seen various parts being installed, and it's a level of connection that you can't normally get.
Yeah.
Being part of it, I know so much more about this, and I've become really good friends with the team. I feel more like a colleague than a customer, which is the strangest thing. But they're so nice. You know, Aldi, the production manager, has been my like go-to with questions about the car. Pushkar, who's head of sales, has been like instrumental in everything. I've known him for a long time from his previous role. He used to be at BAC.
Yep.
So when I joined the Monos with him. Jens, who used to be at Koenigsegg, is kind of big boss now in terms of everything that I do, talking with the company, and they're just such a great group of people as well, and I want to support them and all the engineers and the paint team and the carbon fiber team and everybody who works with the company, because you can see, you know, to work in that kind of industry, you've got people who are the pioneers of what they're doing, supremely talented, amazing skills, education, like knowledge, and it's to be a part of helping them exercise that. Like, we can talk a little bit about it, but have you seen the next car?
I have, yeah.
Okay, so
it's unbelievable.
We can't say too
No,
much.
I know. I was gonna say, I'm not sure if we cut this part out, but something's coming.
We're allowed to say it's coming. I'll say what we're allowed to say. V12, 9,000
gotcha.
RPM,
Yeah.
hybrid, immense aero, and a car that when I saw it prior to, so I knew about it a long time back. I'm privy to some information going back. So when I ordered this and I knew that was in the works for what was next, I was already like, I want to be a part of this company because I know where they're going.
Yeah.
Like, I know what's coming, and it's almost like it feels to me like Koenigsegg in the CCX era. Like, Agera is about to come out.
They're
Stuff's
making a
about to get
huge
wild.
leap. Yeah. When I saw it, I was kind of shocked that it was from the same company.
Yeah, but when
the
you look
design's
closely,
amazing.
the design as well, it's like, they've taken so many traces. Everybody watching is now very confused because we can't show any pictures or anything yet. It's coming very soon.
You'll be impressed. If you don't like it, then you're probably blind.
Yeah, yeah, literally. So to me, it was kind of like, I have no idea how I'm going to rob a bank or something to be able to afford it. Like,
Have they told you the price?
I know more about it. We'll get to that. But if I can figure a way, oh yeah.
Now, does this remove?
Yeah, this is literally an iPad. They took the view of, why not have an iPad with Waze ready to go, rather than trying to develop their own second-rate system like everybody else does.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise you're usually just using your phone on Apple CarPlay or without it.
So in here, it's all built in from the off, ready to go. It's just fireball after fireball. Try and get some in a big tunnel just up here.
Oh yeah, nice.
See what we can manage.
Alright, tunnel run into Zenvo.
A big tunnel, 3/4 of a mile.
Really?
Yeah. Not many people have done a Zenvo tunnel run.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Dang.
And there on the downshift.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Why didn't we bring a chase car?
Yeah, for real. I mean, some cars pop flames on downshifts. Rarer that they do it on upshifts, but to do it on upshifts and downshifts, that's pretty epic.
That would look immense from behind. Absolutely immense.
Yeah,
trailer. HRO owner who I buy and service all my cars with. Yeah, Ferrari.
So, is this car made in Denmark? Where is it?
Yeah, Denmark. Danish hypercar.
Is that the first Danish?
There's one other small Danish brand as well, but not exactly, let's say, common. But one of the interesting things is it's only about an hour-and-a-half drive.
Oh, really?
Koenigsegg. So across the bridge over towards Sweden to Koenigsegg. I wonder if I know the driver.
I don't know. I wonder what's in the water over there. It's building Zenvos and Koenigsegg's. Just
Yeah. Like, why are these ridiculously powerful megacars coming from Scandinavia? I mean, it's really cool. Do you know what? It was awesome down at Goodwood as well, because I joined the Koenigsegg guys, Superventura, Koenigsegg UK dealer, and it was amazing being. Yeah, you're literally wearing the hat. Wasn't it amazing being down there with them?
So
being
cool.
like you, Zach, the whole team, all of the Koenigsegg owners and customers, Tommy and the crew. Like this, it was like the coolest of ways to spend the weekend.
100%.
Even if we were squeezing into small RVs and camper vans.
And I mean, that is part of that family feel. I don't own a Koenigsegg, and they still were really welcoming. And but yeah, some of the Zenvo guys were there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They very kindly. I got Christian's blessing to join. I asked, like, can I come with the Zenvo?
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't want to just turn up with like a rival car.
Sure,
if that makes sense. But there's so much like family friendliness with these kind of cars. I often say, and I don't know if you feel the same, but I don't think Koenigsegg would be Koenigsegg without Pagani, and Pagani wouldn't be Pagani without Koenigsegg.
And I also, yeah, for sure. But I think Christian's view on it's pretty cool, is that there's space for both of them. Yeah. And they're not really competitors. The people who are buying a Pagani are not, some own both, but not typically the same buyer or desire of car as Koenigsegg, and then different from Zenvo, so on and so forth. So they can all live together.
You know, this market segment has expanded massively.
It's actually ridiculous.
When they started 20 years ago, the hypercar space was a Veyron or an Eggen or a Pagani.
Yeah.
And now there's probably 30 or 40 cars you can buy that would be classed as hypercars. So I certainly think there's room in the market for more companies. And I think it's quite interesting what so many different companies are doing. You know, Rimatt's with the Nevera, Pininfarina Battista, the EV side of it, Sevilla. But then you have a whole load of companies returning to raw as well, like this Crazy Power, no electric, Gordon Murray.
Yeah.
GMA cars.
That was a cool move. I love that.
Absolutely amazing things. What else do we have? You know, we know that each of Ferrari, Porsche, McLaren are all working on different things. Valkyrie, AMG 1, kind of developing that last Holy Trinity hybrid hypercar generation. That's now Valkyrie and AMG 1.
That'll be the ultimate test. I hope somebody does that someday.
Valkyrie versus AMG 1.
Yeah, what else would there be?
I think maybe T50, but it's quite different.
Yeah, it's a lot slower, I would think.
It's not like a track hypercar in the same way, hybrid track hypercar. But it's quite exciting because, you know, Porsche have shown the Mission X. We know that's a teaser of what's coming next. I believe they've already